Mignola-Versed, Mignola-Versed, Mignola-Versed. That's the theme song now. It's the stupid thing. I'm never going to do that again. Anyways, welcome back to Mignola-Versed. If you know, review the Mike Mignola Universe. We're going to review every book ever. And if you want a current up-to-date look at what books I have read, here they are right here. Still the same thing for this past month since I have recorded all of these episodes on the same day. Gosh, no, I broke the fourth wall. Oh no, my series is gonna go through the toilet. All the ratings, all of them are falling out of my asshole. Alright, today we're gonna review Rise of the Black Flame. So this is actually, I guess you could argue that technically I started collecting Hellboy. This is my very first book I ever collected, or at least my first trade. I got, well, when I was really young, I collected Archie comics with Sonic the Hedgehog, and I have those. Someday I could actually show them when they're stupid, but, when I mean, my dad even was buying those for me. This actually was the first book I ever bought with my own money, quote unquote. I probably got it from like my aunt for my birthday or something, but it was mine. And I bought along with it 2 other single issues. But later on, when I actually started buying books, like getting on 2 years ago now, was it? No, getting on a year ago. My bad. I'm an idiot. I can't count. Yeah, and then I started collecting Hellboy spin-offs, because obviously Hellboy was not coming out then. And Rise of the Black Flame was one of the first ones I got. That, barring Witchfinder City of the Dead, which I also collected. And that's what I have right here. Rise of the Black Flame. Single issues. Oh, goodness. So this is, you could actually probably find on my League of Comic Geeks page. I have some reviews of this from my initial reviews. And I was pretty iffy on it. I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And that's mainly because I knew nothing about the Hellboy universe, and this was definitely not something I wanted to start with. In fact, if you go to the Hellmail section on here, let's see, is this the one? Yeah, they actually literally have to, they literally say, in the unlikely event that this is anyone's first Mignola book or even first Hellboy spinoff, the Black Flame is a villain, blah, 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 they have to explain it. So they were definitely not expecting you to go into this firsthand. Yeah, but that was totally me. So, who wrote this? Oh, this is Scott Ellie, who wrote that end part. But, yeah, this technically was my very first Mignola book, all things considered, if we exclude these ones I got like 5 years, probably like, what year is this? Let's see. Oh, it's not going to tell me on the front, is it? Well, this was a while ago, though. Whenever it was about the time that this came out, because I bought the single issues with it, so, you know, cool stuff. So this book, though, yeah, I was very iffy on it. I didn't understand what was going on, but even though I didn't realize I didn't understand what was going on, I still didn't particularly like the setup of it. It starts off with, whoa. Wait, what? I did it. Oh, no, never mind. I got confused. So this is BPRD. Also BPRD. This is fucking like Lobster Johnson shit. Same thing. They're just counting back all the Black Flames there were. So I didn't understand that. But then this book also starts off with McAllister, who's just pretty much, as far as I can tell, aside from having some slight connections with Witchfinder and stuff like that, where he met them for like a day, it has nothing really going for him other than being a guy. And I thought he was super bland, and I just did not really care about him. But I figured since it was a 5-issue series, I'd just buy the whole thing and suck it up. Yeah, and then he starts off and he's like, I'm gonna find this body. And then he has his guy with him and they're friends or something, I don't know. And then they go through south, or where the fuck are they? I honestly don't even remember where they are. They're in a place. They're in an imperialized nation. Is all you really need to know, because it's fucking England. And everybody here is racist. Even Witchfinder's pro-imperialization. And then it ends with this guy who's a drunk, and they're like, that's how we're gonna get to this place. But, yeah, he meets up with, yeah, I just totally skipped this. I forgot this happened in this issue. They meet up with Sarah Jewell, who you just saw for the first time in that, in the Hellboy Winter Special, 2017. Sarah Jewell and Sir Edward Grey were doing some shit out in the winter weather and shit. And I like Sarah Jewell, and I like Witchfinder. And they make a specific point to be like, and our relationship was platonic, because, you know, unfortunately readers are, like, if they don't see that message with, and then a girl and a guy stand next to each other, they instantly think they're about to fuck, which is sad. But no, I'm very glad that they have a platonic relationship, because I would have gotten very angry if they just, like, were like, they must bone. And they're like, well, we both have to go to this place. Sarah Jewell has to go there because, I don't know, Sarah Jewell's doing adventure shit. And he has to go there because he's looking for that girl. So they go to the place and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all good. And that's the first issue. Second issue, they are on their way there. And shit goes down. Blah, blah. Third issue, they go there, and everybody, stuff happens, but then McAllister gets murdered. That's right, they kill off McAllister, and I actually really liked his... I actually, at that point, I did like his character quite a bit, but I'd stopped reading, basically, after 2, and just collected the issues for later when I figured I'd understand it a little better. And then I reread it just a few days ago, and I actually like this book way more now. I will still say that, even though I totally understand what the Black Flame is now, and I have a solid context to most of this, I will say McAllister, the part with McAllister does kind of drag a bit. Like, I don't know, he's just a guy. He's just pretty bland. He's just standard, like, I'm British, and that's my thing. And, like, I don't read these books for, like, the bland-ass British bystanders. When, you know, whenever there's a bland-ass British, ugh, that is a tongue twister. They all get murdered. They like these books have like the highest death count of anything I've ever seen in my life, or at least as far as I've realized. I mean, I guess in Avengers and stuff like that, they're murdered off like millions of people, but you don't see it. But yeah, and then once they introduce Sarah Jewell and Sir Topham Hatt, or whatever the fuck his name is, this guy. I know his name's not Sir Topham Hatt. Farang. Yes. And that's cool. And then they set up what the Black Flame is. And the Black Flame, for anybody who is actually wondering what the fuck it is, that's sort of, it's multiple people, but the Black Flame they're specifically setting up in here is the one that Lobster Johnson fights. Yeah, basically it's a guy who has flames on his head that are on their, I hope I don't shock you too much. They're fucking black flames. Yeah, and he's an evil dude. And then in BPRD, he gets another guy becomes the Black Flame by studying him and wants to take over the world. Then he dies, and then again in BPRD, there's another Black Flame, but it's actually the spirit of that guy, but in a different body. And this guy's actually like a solid Black Flame and is evil and almost ends the world, but they beat him and shit. And yeah. And then this goes on, and they talk about how this guy is actually a deserter in the war, and everybody hates him. Not really, like one person hates him actually. And then they get to this temple, and they find all the girls, but then there have been like sacrificing girls to try to make the Black Flame come, but one of the girls understands that this was all just a ruse. And then this guy walks up and is like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And then all of a sudden, what? He becomes the Black Flame. Oh my god, it's crazy. And she knew that she was not going to actually become the Black Flame. And then they get married or some shit, and now they're both the Black Flame. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Raymond Dietzel. Yep, and that's who the Black Flame is, Raymond Dietzel. So, I guess that was his. So, his identity in this was a fake identity, and his actual identity from his dog tags in the war was Raymond Dietzel. So that's pretty interesting. I actually really like this now that I understand the context to it and everything. And so I was pretty into it. I admit the first issue kind of drags a bit, but otherwise I really liked it. The art in it is fantastic. This is the same artist you saw in the winter special, who did the Witchfinder thing. That artist being Christopher Mitten. I really like his art. I don't know what other stuff he's done. We're probably going to see it show up again at some point, I'm assuming. That's usually what happens with these Hellboy Universe books. If not, then we got spoofed. We got spoofed, guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So yeah, wow. All right. Well, after this, I guess I'm going to continue doing my Witchfinder series. I'm going to review volumes 3 and 4. In volume 4, I'm going to get to pull out my single issues too, which is going to be fun. I made sure to get both because I'm an obsessed motherfucker. After that, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'll do Hellboy and the BPRD after that, so that'll be fun. All right, thumbs up. Bye.